Hello YouTube, this is Dr. Ronald W. Satz, founder and chair of the International Society of Unified Science and president of TransPower Corporation, a commercial and custom software manufacturing and certified systems engineering company. I work as a systems and mechanical engineer and as a theoretical physicist. In today's screencast, I will be discussing the reciprocal system and how it compares to conventional theory. Just one topic today: dark matter as an explanation for the galaxy's rotation curve is utter nonsense. So let's take a trip here to ScienceDaily.com. This is from September 21st, 2016. And again, my screencasts are based on my WordPress blog at www.reciprocalsystem.guru. I'm reaching a different audience with the YouTube audience as opposed to the WordPress audience. Anyway, here we go. Case Western Reserve University. Researchers have found a significant new relationship in spiral and irregular galaxies. The acceleration observed in rotation curves tightly correlates with the gravitational acceleration expected from the visible mass only. The discovery may alter the understanding of dark matter and the internal dynamics of galaxies. Well, this is kind of curious because astronomers, astrophysicists, theoreticians have been expounding on this idea of dark matter is necessary to explain the rotation curves. Continuing with the article, it says here, in the late 1970s, astronomers Vera Rubin and Albert Bosma independently found that spiral galaxies rotate at a nearly constant speed. The velocity of stars and gas inside a galaxy does not decrease with radius as one would expect from Newton's laws and distribution of visible matter, but remains approximately constant. Such flat rotation curves are generally attributed to invisible dark matter surrounding galaxies and providing additional gravitational attraction. Well, that's bogus. But it says here that they have no need for dark matter. Just quoting one of the authors, galaxy rotation curves have traditionally been explained via an ad hoc hypothesis. The galaxies are surrounded by dark matter, said David Merritt, professor of physics and astronomy at the Rochester Institute of Technology, who was not involved in the research. The relation discovered by McGough et al. Is a serious and possibly fatal challenge to this hypothesis, since it shows that rotation curves are precisely determined by the distribution of normal matter alone. Nothing in the standard cosmological model predicts this, and it is almost impossible to imagine how that model could be modified to explain it without discarding the dark matter hypothesis completely. Wow, what an amazing admission. So now, let's take a look at my paper, Motion of the Sun and the Milky Way Galaxy, which is in my magnum opus, Existence and Interactions, a computational treatise of the reciprocal system, the true theory of everything. So this is just one section. And I'm going to, I'm not going to go through the whole paper, but I'm just going to go through the section relevant to the topic at hand. So this paper presents the simple equations for the calculation of the motion of the Sun and the Milky Way Galaxy. It is shown that there are two factors: the rotation around the galactic core of the spiral arm in which the Sun is situated, and the motion of the Sun along the spiral arm. Now here's a major quote from Dewey B. Larson, reference 1, pages 17 to 18. He says this about the spiral structure of the Milky Way and similar galaxies. Quote, the mixing of this large amount of dust and gas with the stars of the galaxy alters the dynamics of the rotation and causes a change in the galactic structure. If the dust cloud is captured while the galaxy is still quite small, the result is likely to be a reversion to the irregular status until further growth of the galaxy takes place. Because of the relative scarcity of the immature clusters, however, most captures of these objects occur after the small elliptical galaxy has grown to a substantial size. In this case, the result is that the structure of the galaxy opens up and a spiral form develops. Continuing. There has been a great deal of speculation as to the nature of the forces responsible for the spiral structure, and no adequate mathematical treatment of the subject has appeared. But from a qualitative standpoint, there is actually no problem, as the forces which are definitely known to exist, the rotational forces and the gravitational attraction, are sufficient in themselves to account for the observed structure. As already noted, the galactic aggregate has the general characteristics of a heterogeneous viscous liquid. A spiral structure in a rotating liquid is not unusual. On the contrary, a striated or laminar structure is almost always found in a rapidly moving heterogeneous fluid, whether the motion is rotational or translational. Objections have been raised to this explanation, generally known as the so-called coffee cup hypothesis, on the ground that the spiral in a coffee cup is not an exact replica of the galactic spiral, but it must be remembered that the coffee cup lacks one force that plays an important part in the galactic situation: the gravitational attraction toward the center of the mass. If the experiment is performed in such a manner that a force simulating gravitation is introduced, as for instance by replacing the coffee cup by a container that has an outlet at the bottom center, like a toilet, I say parenthetically, the resulting structure of the surface of the water is very similar to the galactic spiral. In this kind of rotational structure, the spiral is the last stage, not an intermediate form. Thus, and here I'm stating this in the paper, thus obviously Kepler's laws do not apply here, and those astrophysicists who attempt to do so come to the conclusion that the galactic mass is insufficient to account for the observed stellar motions, and therefore must be so-called dark matter. Nonsense. The Milky Way spiral is a very slowly rotating vortex with the stars gradually moving into the core along the spiral arms. Each star, or binary multiple system, is outside the gravitational limit of other stars, but attracted inward by the mass of stars in the galactic core. The stars are not, quote, orbiting the core like planets around the sun. The structure is fluid, and the stars are following one another very slowly on their particular spiral. Okay, I'm going to stop there. For the simplest possible treatment of the reciprocal system of theory, please obtain my work, The Unmysterious Universe. It's only $9.50 currently at Amazon.com or TransPowerCorp.com. Just the concepts, many drawings, very few equations. But if you do want all the equations, as I mentioned above, I have my magnum opus, Existence and Interactions, a Computational Treatise of the Reciprocal System, the True Theory of Everything. 711 pages in the PDF, 711 slides in the PowerPoint file, thousands of equations, tables, numerous curves, graphs. It'll take you months to go through all of it. Now, once you do that, and you're interested in using the reciprocal system in your scientific or engineering work, I have two database modules available: the Reciprocal System Microcosmos database and the Reciprocal System Macrocosmos database. The Macrocosmos database calculates all the properties of photons, subatoms, atoms, compounds, and alloys. It even has properties of cosmic or inverse atoms in there. The Macrocosmos model contains all the astrophysical properties of the universe, including the universe as a whole: galaxy clusters, galaxy star clusters, stars, planets, moons, minor bodies like asteroids and comets, nebulae, and voids. So extremely comprehensive. Again, both of these database modules allow you to produce all kinds of graphs showing the properties versus abscissa dies. So very complete. You can get all of my work from Amazon.com or TransPowerCorp.com. We provide free email support to all customers in good standing. So again, please study the reciprocal system and prove it for yourself. Thanks for your attention.